Welcome back to another episode of Cooking on Caffeine. I'm Megan Leal, and today we're making vegan choriqueso. It's queso, but with chorizo. And we're going to start out with a small pan over medium heat, and I'm going to add in a bit of vegan butter. This is the Country Crock plant butter sticks, which are my favorite. We're going to heat this up until it is simmering nicely, and then we're going to add in our vegan chorizo. I use cacique chorizo. It's my favorite, but use whatever your favorite Mexican style chorizo is. We're going to stir this up until the chorizo starts to dry out and get a little bit crispy on the edges. It's a little darker in color too. And then we're going to add in some diced onion. Yellow, white, red, whatever you want to do here. It's just going to brighten the flavor and give it a little bit of sweetness. And once it starts to get translucent, the onions are getting a little bit soft, we're going to add in a little bit of miso paste. If you can't do soy, check out the recipe post that I linked below where I give you some suggestions on what to use instead. But I'm using light yellow or white miso paste in this, stirring it in well, and then we're going to divide this in half. And then reserving half of it to top the chorizo with as a garnish when we are finished, and then leaving the other half in the pan to add the rest of our ingredients. This is the big one here. We're adding in my vegan cheese sauce base. You'll see right now it's a big gelatinous blob. I will put the little link to this recipe on the top, but it's just a cup of your favorite plant milk and a heaping tablespoon of either tapioca or arrowroot starch, and then this is a double batch of that. So 2 cups, 2 heaping tablespoons, heated until nice and thick. Adding that in, stirring it up, and then adding some lime juice into this. And you'll see as it heats up, the gelatinous blob fish that we had before is turning into a beautiful cheese sauce. The perfect consistency for queso that we have all known and loved all of our lives. And we're just going to keep stirring this, keep heating it up until it is nice and steamy. And once it is, I turn off the heat and I stir in mayo. Yes, mayo is in this recipe. If you know me and know my recipes, you know this is my secret ingredient for so many things. It's what's going to give the creaminess to our cheese. So it's not just like a dry kind of claggy sauce, but it's going to give it a very dairy-esque, creamy mozzarella wonderfulness that's missing in a lot of vegan cheeses. The mayo is the secret here. So please don't be scared. Go ahead and use it. And look, it lightened it, brightened it, and made it so much creamier. I promise that you're going to love mayo in all your recipes. Now I'm just going to add a bit of salt to taste. Stir that in. You can add a little bit of black pepper or cumin if you want to as well. But I like it just with the salt and the lime and the other ingredients. Next, if you want, go ahead and transfer it to an oven-safe bowl, or if you're not going to bake this, into your presentation bowl, and move it, if you want, to the oven after topping it with that bit of chorizo that we had reserved on the side. I preheated my oven to 400 degrees, and I'm going to bake this on a baking tray because I filled it really high and it's going to bubble over. So I recommend doing that. If you're going to bake this, put it on a tray and garnish it when it's done baking with more lime juice and fresh cilantro, and use this to dip chips, bread, top some tacos, whatever you want to do with it. This is delicious, and it's going to be your new favorite queso recipe. Check the description below for the link to the full recipe and ingredient amounts.